Imagine a world where the very foundations of faith and history are upended, where the texts that have shaped civilizations for centuries are suddenly questioned and reinterpreted. This is not a dystopian fantasy, but a reality that has played out in the halls of academia and the minds of historians, theologians, and everyday believers. The New Testament, a collection of 27 books that have been the cornerstone of Christian faith for nearly 2 millennia, is more than just a religious text. It is a complex tapestry of history, theology, and human experience that has been meticulously studied and debated. This video will explore the origins, development, and interpretation of the New Testament, revealing a story that is as fascinating as it is challenging. The New Testament is a collection of writings that emerged in the 1st and early 2nd centuries, a period marked by intense religious, political, and social turmoil. The primary focus of these texts is Jesus of Nazareth, a figure whose life, teachings, death, and resurrection have shaped the course of Western civilization. The Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John provide the most detailed accounts of Jesus' life, while the letters of Paul and other apostles offer insights into the early Christian communities' struggles and beliefs. The Acts of the Apostles and the Book of Revelation round out the collection, each contributing a unique perspective on the early Christian experience. The Gospels are the cornerstone of the New Testament, each written from a distinct perspective and with a unique audience in mind. Mark, the earliest Gospel, was likely written between 65 and 70 CE, during a time of intense persecution for early Christians. It is a straightforward and urgent narrative that emphasizes Jesus' suffering and the need for faith in the face of adversity. Matthew and Luke, written a decade or two later, offer more detailed accounts of Jesus' teachings and miracles. Both draw from a common source known as Q, a hypothetical collection of Jesus' sayings that has been lost to history. John, the last of the Gospels, was written around 90 to 100 CE and presents a more mystical and theological portrait of Jesus, emphasizing his divine nature and the cosmic significance of his life and death. The letters of Paul, which make up a significant portion of the New Testament, provide a window into the early Christian community's internal debates and challenges. Paul, a former persecutor of Christians who became one of the most influential apostles, wrote these letters to various churches to address specific issues and offer guidance. His letters, such as Romans, Corinthians, and Galatians, are rich in theological content and reveal the diverse and sometimes contentious nature of the early Christian movement. Other letters, such as those attributed to Peter, James, and John, offer additional perspectives on Christian life and practice. The Acts of the Apostles, written by the same author as Luke's Gospel, continues the narrative of the early Christian movement after Jesus' death and resurrection. It describes the spread of Christianity from Jerusalem to the Gentile world, emphasizing the role of the Holy Spirit in guiding the apostles and the early church. The Book of Revelation, an apocalyptic text, offers a vision of the end times and the ultimate triumph of God over evil. Written in the late 1st century, it uses symbolic language and vivid imagery to provide hope and encouragement to Christians facing persecution. The collection and canonization of the New Testament was a gradual process that took place over several decades. The criteria for inclusion in the canon were multifaceted and included apostolic origin, the importance of the addressed Christian community, and conformity with the rule of faith. Apostolic origin, whether real or putative, was a significant factor. Works attributed to apostles or their close associates, such as Mark and Luke, were more likely to be accepted. The importance of the addressed community also played a role, as works that were valued by major churches, particularly those in Rome, had a better chance of being preserved and accepted. Conformity with the rule of faith, the core beliefs and practices of the early church, was crucial in determining which works were considered authoritative. The process of canonization was not without controversy. Marcion, a 2nd century heretic, proposed a truncated canon that included only the Gospel of Luke and 10 of Paul's letters, excluding the Old Testament. This challenge to the traditional Christian canon ultimately led to a more comprehensive and inclusive collection of texts. By the end of the 2nd century, a collection of 20 works, including the 4 Gospels and most of Paul's letters, was widely accepted as the New Testament. The remaining 7 works, such as Hebrews, James, and Revelation, were eventually accepted by the broader church, leading to the standard 27-book canon that is recognized today. The interpretation of the New Testament has been a subject of intense study and debate. Textual criticism, the study of the various manuscripts and their variations, is essential for understanding the original text. Historical criticism seeks to uncover the literal meaning of the text by examining its historical context. Source criticism investigates the sources used by the authors, such as the hypothetical Q source for Matthew and Luke. Form criticism focuses on the literary forms and genres within the texts, while redaction criticism examines how the authors shaped and edited their material. Canonical criticism considers the New Testament as a whole, exploring how each book contributes to the overall message and how they relate to one another. The New Testament is not just a collection of ancient texts. It is a living document that continues to shape the lives of billions of people. Its stories, teachings, and messages have inspired art, literature, and philosophy, and have been a source of comfort and guidance for generations. However, the New Testament is also a complex and multifaceted work that requires careful study and interpretation. The ongoing debates and discussions about its meaning and significance reflect the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of religious and historical inquiry. In conclusion, the New Testament is a profound and enduring collection of texts that has shaped the course of human history. Its origins, development, and interpretation are subjects of ongoing study and debate, and its impact on the world continues to be felt. As we delve into the depths of this ancient collection, we are reminded of the enduring power of faith, the complexity of human experience, and the infinite possibilities of interpretation.